Hey y'all, well last time we were looking at using our BNC pedal to fake some C6 Western swing sounds. We're looking at an alternative way of doing that. We're looking at what we can do on our 5-chord as well. So, in the last video I was talking about using your BNC in place of your A and B to get to your relative minor. And that'll take, we'll use that in place of our added sixth. So if we're playing on our 8th fret here, our 4-chord, A and B, we can play our B and C, take you to your relative minor, which we'll use as our added sixth. Instead of playing our B and C though, another way to do that is just by scooting down 2 frets. So if we're on our 8th fret, go down to our 6th fret and drop your E's or your D lever. That's your left knee right. And that's the same chord. So if we're going from our 4, 5, or 1. Yeah, I think that opens up a few more possibilities versus the B and C method. Although it can kind of shift your little pocket area that I'm always talking about and somewhat confuse you if you're trying to improvise and wing it. I think it does add more options though, because I really love doing these chromatic walk downs, you know, from my 1. And you can't do that with your BNC. You're on the same fret already, it's tougher. The other thing I like about doing that versus my BNC is I can play some of these classic C6 intro sounds. Like All My Exes or Walking After Midnight. With your BNC, I was saying try to avoid these bottom 3 strings, but with your left knee right, you throw in that 8th string, and that's how you get those intros. I kick a lot of my stuff off with that lick right there, usually in the key, usually in C. You like playing a C added 6th. We're just doing like an arpeggio of the C added 6th and dyads. So, to our 4, up to 5. But, yeah, in the last video I was saying, hey, don't play too many added 6th chords on your 5-chord because it's not proper. The reason why is because on your 5-chord, you always play a dominant 7 in every genre of music. The way we get a dominant 7, so we have our D lever, left knee right, already depressed. So you have that depressed, and then you hit your B pedal. Now this grip right here, 4, 5, and 6. Your 5 and 6 are a note cluster. This is your root note, and this is your 7th. They're only a whole tone apart. And formal music training, they say try not to do that. I like the sound of it, and I do it all the time. Jerry Lee Lewis, one of my all-time favorite musicians, he did it all the time. Whenever you heard him banging away on the top end of the piano, he was just doing 7th note clusters. On the piano, I do this actual grip with the root on top, 5th. I think it sounds real good. If you don't like it, try to avoid picking your 5 and 6 strings together is really it. But it sounds real good to me, especially when I'm playing a non-swingy song. I'm going from my 5 to a dominant 7th into the 1. I think that sounds pretty good. That's all I really gotta say about that. So let's kind of fake a little song and try and throw in as much of this stuff as we can. So we'll go 1, 4, 5, 1. It's like. messed up a little bit there, but that's all right. So I hope you get the idea. I won't drag on too long with this. Not much more to say about that. So have some fun. Work on that BNC. Get those sounds in your ears, those movements, and expand it with these variations. Really remember that dominant seventh. We're gonna be talking more about that in later videos, but really work on that. That's probably the most important thing of this lesson is learning your dominant sevenths. I encourage you to also do what I did when I was kind of faking the song. I played my 5 chord with my A and B to my dominant seventh. Just try and get that kind of muscle memory because you're going to be using your dominant seventh all the time. It sounds really cool. Adds another layer to your music, especially the endings of your phrases. If you're kind of playing more obvious stuff, just straight up on the 1, 4, and 5, it really adds that sense of tension to it or whatever when you end with it. A lot of fun. And have fun with it. Happy picking, y'all.